welcome everyone to this wonderful series of field service lightning. Today we'll cover part one. We'll have an intro of field service lightning and how things work around over here. This series has been divided into 12 parts and it covers everything that you need to know about field service lightning. A very quick introduction about me. My name is Khyati Mehta. I live in Kolkata, India. I'm working as a Salesforce developer at Cognizant Technology Solutions. I am a proud marketing champion. I also lead the Salesforce Women in Tech Group Kolkata. I have run multiple initiatives in India, like helping underprivileged children with Salesforce and helping special students with Salesforce, and for which I was recently featured on Salesforce blog for my outreach work. I love everything about community and helping and giving back to the community. Hence, I'm a community speaker, a trailhead mentor. I also have a blog of my own named as All About Salesforce and a podcast that I run, which is named as Salesforce Offbits with Khyati. You can always connect with me over LinkedIn and Twitter. I would be really happy to connect with you all. So today's agenda is what is FSL, when to use FSL, field service players, some important terms that are being used in FSL very frequently, components of FSL, and data model of FSL. So what is field service lightning? Field service lightning provides a comprehensive view of workforce management. This is used to help organizations better track customer service calls from the call center agent through the dispatcher console to a completed service appointment from the mobile employee. FSL completes the view of entire service chain. Simply put, when a customer orders a new cable service, the cable guy will show up. Now, where he is now, where he is going, and how many feet of cable is in his van. This can all be managed through field service lightning. Do you also know what are the features of FSL? Okay, let me tell you. Create work orders from any case or optimize schedules and intelligently assign jobs. It also harnesses the power of Einstein AI to increase first time fixed rate. And it can also manage jobs from any mobile device. It can also make smarter decisions. So these are some of the features of FSL. Now the question that arises is when to use FSL. Now let's take up some use cases for this. Now, supposingly if as a service manager, I currently have no record of what work the mobile technician performed in the field. So service managers are responsible for managing what work mobile technicians did in the field. So they want the ability to see what the technician fixed, what parts were used, and if the customer affirmed the work. Now to do this, you can simply go to Field Service Lightning app, click on work orders and select a work order that has a service appointment associated with it. Then you can simply click on the related tab and you can click on the service report name and the user can scroll through a detailed report of what work was performed, which parts were used, and was the service report signed by the client or not. So this is one of the very common use cases of FSL. Let me give you one more use case. As a customer success manager, I want to be able to see the service callouts my accounts have requested. Now, anyone in the organization, even from non-service teams, can see service callouts. Anyone can access by opening the field service lighting and click on the work order tabs. Now, the default list view is the recently viewed work orders that have associated accounts to them. So this is also one of the use cases of FSL. I can also recall one more use case, which is as a mobile resource dispatcher, I am tired of whiteboarding appointments and I want to view my mobile team's schedule and appointments. Now you can do this by simply opening the app and go to the dispatcher, and over there you will see everything, and a user can select any specific date or today's scheduled appointments, maybe to view mobile resources and their schedules. So you can simply click on an app, open an app, go to its console, and literally see everything that you need. Now, these are the wonders of FSL. This is how it helps us. Now, there are certain field service players. In the game of field service, there are generally four players: administrators, agents, dispatchers, and mobile workers, or people who make service calls. Now, each one has a specific job to do to keep things up and running. A generic field service workflow starts with the Salesforce admin setting up field service according to your organization's need. Your agents create work orders as per customer service calls comes in, and the dispatcher schedules appointments, optimizing them according to who has the right skills or is carrying the right parts or is in the right location. And the mobile resources, also known as mobile workers and widely known as technicians, complete the service appointments and close out the work orders. Now, the first one is administrator. A Salesforce admin integrates field service features and sets up user permissions as needed for your org. It basically sets up the field service features according to their unique business needs. The setup also includes installing the field service managed package and the field service mobile app. It manages all FSL objects, including the applications, Visual Force pages, and logic servers. The second is agent. Agents handle inbound cases, create work orders, and book appointments from the dispatcher console. Agents basically takes customer service calls and requests field service appointments via work orders, which lists the skills and parts that are needed. These basically access all global actions and their related objects to create, book, and uh, schedule service appointments. The third is dispatcher. Dispatcher builds and manage appointments, assign mobile workers, and optimize the schedule based on worker skills, routing, and job priority. The dispatcher console included in the managed package help dispatchers schedule, optimize, and dispatch service appointments from one screen. Now it manages the dispatcher console, global actions, and their related objects, and schedule, optimize, and dispatch service appointments. The last one is technician. Mobile workers or technicians receive work orders and appointments from dispatchers or agents. They also update job progress from mobile devices with the Salesforce mobile app or the field service mobile app. Their tasks includes closing work orders, tracking the parts they used, and providing service reports. So there are certain terms that will be used very frequently and are very important in FSL. The first is service territories. Now, these are certain regions, these are certain geographic region where field service work is performed. The next is service resources. Now, of course, when you have certain work, you will need certain employees to do it. So service resources are those mobile employees who can perform field service work. The third is service appointments. Service appointments are those appointments that are used for field service work. Like those are the appointments which resources will go and perform in the service territory that is being mentioned over there. The fourth is service crews. Teams of service resources that are assigned to service appointments. Now, there are chances that there could be a certain amount of team appointed for for a particular service appointment. So those are termed as service crews. The fifth one is operating hours. In FSL, there is a certain limited of time, or maybe in your company there could be a certain limited of time wherein a particular employee would work. So in FSL, it is termed as operating hours. So operating hours are the times when field service work can be performed. Field service work will be performed by the service resources. The fifth one is skills. Skills, as the name suggests, are the skills required to perform service tasks. So skills will be possessed by the resources so that they can perform certain service tasks. The next one is work orders. So work orders requests for field service work. Now work order are the requests that are made for field service work. The next is work order line item. This is a specific task a technician must perform to complete the work order. The next is work types. These are the templates for common field service work. The next is maintenance plans. Plans that help you track preventive maintenance work using auto-generated work orders. The next is timesheets. Tools to track the time your field service employees are spending on tasks. Now you can when you have a company running, you would of course want that your employees, you would also want that how much time your employees are taking, and you would want to know those times. So those can be monitored over here by timesheets. The next is product items. These are the parts for services that can be requested, required, transferred, and consumed in field service work. The next is product requests. These are the requests for a part or parts. Product transfers. These are transfers of inventory between locations. The next is return orders. Records of inventory returns or repairs. And the next is service reports templates. These are the templates for customer facing reports summarizing the status of service appointment and work orders. I try to accumulate all the important terms that will be using frequently in FSL. There might be some left, but yes, these are the most important ones. There are three components of field service lightning. The first one is core field service. The second is field service managed package. And the third is field service mobile app. So when we enable each one of it or install it, we get a certain amount of advantages with it. So when we enable field service in our, like the core field service in our organization, uh, it lets us set operating hours, skill sets, and standard appointment requirements, which is unique to our organization. It also enables the Salesforce app to provide mobile access to our mobile workforce. It also tracks inventory and man stock, so our mobile workforce has what they need when they are at a customer site. They also reports and analyzes field service data and plans, performs, and tracks all our field service work, which is from installations to repairs and maintenance. This component provides access to key modules such as service resources, skills, inventory tracking, van stock, work orders, service appointments, everything. These objects form the foundation of FSL and allow you to capture relevant information about field service requests and what resources you need to properly complete them. The second one is field service managed package. So you have to basically install this package. The managed package optimizes your operational and work schedules and gives you a bird eyes view of appointment lists, scheduling actions, resource availability charts, and interactive maps. It basically lets you integrate and maintain scheduling global actions, sharing tools, and optimization rules. Now, admins can use these capabilities to set up different scheduling policies, while dispatchers can use them to more effectively schedule appointments. Now, these appointments could be manually or automatically based on technician availability and additional parameters such as skills and location. You can also turn on geocoding to track the location of field reps and equipment such as work vans. So you can integrate and maintain scheduling policies, global actions, and optimization rules with the administration app. The third one is field service mobile app. The mobile app is available on the app stores, including Google Play, for free. You can just log into App Store or Google Play, and you can just install the app like you install a normal app. So mobile workers or agents can view their appointment and work schedules using this app and use the real-time data to verify work orders, customer contacts, and addresses. They can log work and create follow-up appointments and use Chatter to collaborate with relevant others. They can also track updates through push notifications and track van stock and inventory consumed to finish their jobs. The mobile app is enabled with push notifications so that technicians do not miss time sensitive information, and it has an offline mode in case technicians experience spotty cellular connectivity. Coming to how FSL lets you create customer success, it imparts a much needed structure and flows to your field service and customer service operations. It also lets you minimize interfunctional conflicts and delight your customer with your first time right work approach. Now, FSL also helps you minimize idle time and optimize inventory availability. Finally, FSL imparts the much needed agility, quality, and innovation to your field service and customer service operations. So let's also understand the data model of FSL. How FSL objects are being used, how are they connected, what is the functionality that is going on behind. So we can see all the important terms that we used. So these are the objects that are being there. So work orders represent work to be completed for your customers and are central to field service operations and Salesforce. Now, to divide the work further for billing purposes or to track subtasks or add work order line items, which are child record of work orders. So these are basically the child record of the work orders. Now, if you want to divide your work to further tasks, so you can basically divide it like this way. Now, work orders offer a great deal of flexibility. They can be associated with many types of records, including assets to track work performed on a specific asset, cases to indicate that the work is being performed as part of a customer case. The third is accounts and contacts. It will basically represent the customer. And the fourth is entitlements and service contracts. It will indicate that the work is being done to fulfill a service level agreement. While work orders describe the work to be performed, service appointments represent the visit your team makes to the field to perform the work. They include scheduling settings such as an arrival window or scheduled start and end times and maybe appointment duration. So every service appointment has a parent record. The parent record is typically a work order or a work order line item. But you can also add child service appointment to accounts, assets, leads, or opportunities to track related visits. A record can have multiple child service appointments. For example, a work order may have 2 service appointments if 2 visits were needed to complete the work. If your team often performs the same tasks for multiple customers, then we create work types. These work types are created to standardize our field service work. Now, work types are templates that can be applied to work orders and work order line items. On a work type, we can basically define the duration of work and can add skill requirements to indicate the level of expertise needed to complete the work. You can also opt to auto create a child service appointment on any record that uses the work type. How cool is that, right? Work orders and service appointments are supported by a variety of objects that control when and where the work occurs, the nature of the work, and who performs it. Now, the question that arises here is, who performs the work? Of course, service resources will perform the work. So members of our mobile workforce are represented in Salesforce as service resource. A service resource represents an individual technician who can be assigned to a service appointment. You can also create service crews, which are no other than but the group of service resources with complementary skills and experience that can be assigned to appointments as a unit. Now, to assign a service resource to a service appointment, you can basically create a assigned resource record. Assigned resources contain lookups to a service resource and a service appointment. To assign a service crew to an appointment, first create a representative service resource record with a resource type of crew. Then create an assigned resource record that looks up to the crew service resource. Now, service resources come with several objects that let you define their skills and availability. Service resource skills represent a service resource certifications or level of expertise. Resource capacity records track the hourly or job-based capacity of contractors. Resource absences represent time when a service resource needs to miss the work. Resource preferences designate specific service resources as preferred, required, or excluded on a work order or account. Now, where the work occurs. Of course, if there is something assigned to a service resource, there must be a place wherein this work needs to be performed, right? So the place where the work will be performed will be service territory. So service territories are the places where your team can perform field service work and are a way to organize your service resources. They typically represent geographic territories such as cities or counties, but may also represent functional divisions like sales versus service. A work order can be associated with one service territory. Service resources are assigned to one or more service territories as service territory members to indicate that they are available to work in the territory. Now, when the work will occur, there must be also a limited amount of time as per your company or as per your model on how much time should the work needs to be performed. So that is something called as operating hours in FSL Salesforce. So operating hours indicate when your team can perform field service work. They can be assigned to account, service territories, and service territory members. To add detail to operating hours, create time slots which represent the hours of operations in a particular day. Now, if a customer entitlement includes terms regarding when the customer has access to field service, you can track this hours on entitlement using the operating hours field. For example, if customer A is entitled to service Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to noon, but customer B is entitled to 24/7 service, you can basically create operating hours for each customer and assign them to the related entitlement. So this is how the data model works. I hope this session was helpful to you all. See you all at the part 2 of the series where we'll be setting up the managed package and understand more about FSL. Thank you all.